I just need black men to be more vocal, man. It's like y'all got your nuts cut off or something like that. That it bothers me that I see black men sit idly by and allow dudes like TOURE to paint this narrative, and nobody is smart enough to go look at the statistics for themselves. Narrative, and one of the narratives that TOURE brought up is the fact that there's a small percentage of black men that go to Howard University and are enrolled in HBCUs, which are historically black colleges and universities.
And at Howard University, there are as many non-black students as there are black men.
And I put that in quotes at the top up there. The black community, black men aren't enrolling at historically black colleges and universities. And these are the most recent numbers. In 2022, and this may be some new information for you guys. A lot of people didn't know that we had that many or that little HBCUs. In 2022, there were 99 HBCUs located in 19 states, the District of Columbia, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. In 2022, there were 289,000 students enrolled across all HBCUs. Did that number shock you? Because based off of the black community, you know that it's about 47 million of us here. And for black women, I believe there's about 18 million plus black women in the current workforce, about 16 plus million black men. So if I'm sitting here telling you that only 289,000 289,000 students are enrolled in HBCUs, did that number shock you based off of the rhetoric that we hear on social media? 289,000. And all black men are getting condemned for not going to school. Think about that. You see how the black community likes to compartmentalize and not tell the full truth? So in 2022, non-black students made up 24% of enrollment at HBCUs. And you know where I got this from? Let me show you guys. Just in case anybody has an issue with these numbers, all you got to do is go to the most reputable source, the National Center for Education and Statistics. They have a fast facts page dedicated to HBCUs, guys. Question: what data do you have on historically black colleges and universities in the United States? They got everything. Non-black students right here. Although HBCUs were originally founded to educate black students, they enroll students of other races as well. The composition of HBCUs has changed over time. In 2022, non-black students made up 24% of enrollment at HBCUs compared with 15% in 1976. So I also mentioned that TOURE said that there are more non-black students enrolled in HBCUs than black men. He lied. Now, this is the male enrollment for HBCUs. It's at 36%, which translates to 104,000. Black male enrollment is at 26%, which is 75,000. Non-black males enrolled is 10%, 28,000. So, first, let's start there. There are more black men enrolled than non-black men. Then let's go to female enrollment, 64%, which is 184,000, almost 185,000. Black female enrollment, 50%, 144,000. Non-black females enrolled, 14%, at 40,000. So didn't I just tell you guys that the NCES just told you that 24% of non-black students are enrolled in HBCUs? You add these two numbers together, what do you get? 24%. So he lied, okay? But I want to quote you guys something from the report that he actually he actually cited. He went to New York Times because New York Times wrote an article about this, but he didn't click the link. This is from the American Institute for Boys and Men. HBCUs at a crossroads addressing the decline in black male enrollment, August 22nd, 2024. Right here, the first summary point. Black men account for only 26% of the students at historically black colleges and universities, down from 38% in 1976. In fact, there are fewer black men enrolled at HBCUs today than 1976. HBCUs have served as valuable institutions for black students, offering a unique environment that fosters academic achievement, mental well-being, and economic mobility. And that's how they dupe black women into believing this foolery. And then they get black men to believe this stuff without doing the research. So he lied directly to the black community's face, and they acting like he's somewhat of a champion for bringing this to the attention to black people. No. It's an underlying hate there because I know this guy. And then right here, the key takeaways, the share of non-black students at HBCUs is now about equal to the share of black students, 26 and 25% respectively. All they did was simply round up because when I did the numbers for myself, it came out to 24%. So yes, the numbers are absolutely correct. This is an important one as well. In comparison, there are 2.3 million Black/African Americans enrolled in all degree granting post-secondary institutions. Historically Black colleges and university students only account for 12.56 of all enrollments. Okay, let's stop there. So that's why the Black community is focused on HBCUs, because it's only a small percentage. So if you sit there and say that Black men don't go to college and you simply use HBCUs to point out that only 26% of Black men are enrolled in HBCUs, they won't look at the full number. And again, let's go back to the total Black population. If I'm telling you that there's 35 million Black men and women over the age of 18, remember this number. It's about 16 million Black men in the workforce and 18 million plus Black women in the workforce, okay? I'm telling you that across all degree granting post-secondary institutions, there's only 2.3 million Black people enrolled. So does the Black community as a whole need to start going to college a little bit more? Or is it just Black men? You see how this works when you break down the numbers? And the funny thing is, I spoke about this in regards to people who go to college. They tend to earn more money. So that's why I don't mind when people go to college. That's not the point. I know that you have a better chance of making more money when you have a degree under your belt. However, there are Black men who are foregoing college because of the college debt, for one, which is why it doesn't show up as high as Black women's. Now, on a balance of probabilities, if we had 50 Black men that went to college and got bachelor's degrees, and we have 50 Black men that went to skilled trades, the men with college degrees would make more money, almost about $1 million more over their lifetime. I know the statistics because I study them, but I'm not begrudging Black men who didn't go to college and making their way, and it's showing in the annual income earnings. And that's one point that the Black community has yet to acknowledge. Black women are going to college, but they're not even using their degrees in the fields that they tend to get degrees in. Their interest is just simply going to college and getting the degree and flaunting on social media. So that's why I promote more school in the Black community. But what I don't promote is people trying to mask their hatred for Black men by trying to use these numbers against us, when the Black community as a whole should go to college at a higher rate. Black women are not the most enrolled. They're not the most educated. I got all the statistics on my community posts, all on my social media platforms. How do you figure that Black women will be the most enrolled when white women are the majority women in the United States? And the most graduated in regards to, whatever you want to look at, I broke these down, people per capita and all this foolery. So that doesn't even apply to Black women. But everybody in the black community is still running with this goddamn narrative. It's not true, man. And you sitting there letting black women go out to the world look ignorant when they cite this stuff on social media. I've seen it multiple times. You can uplift black women by saying, yo, black women are going to college at a higher rate. Leave it at that. But if you're going to bring in black men, just say, hey, black men don't go to college as much as black women, but they still earn more money than black women on average, which is why black women dipped to 7th on the list out of all the major racial categories. I just put out this information. Black women used to out-earn Hispanic men and Hispanic women. Now they only out-earn Hispanic women. Now Hispanic men have overtaken black women's spot on that hierarchy list. Asian men, Asian women, white men, white women, black men, Hispanic men, black women, then Hispanic women. That's how it shakes out of all the 8 major groups by race and gender. So I know we like having these conversations about education. I understand it. But if those degrees aren't making black women no money, then what's the point? Just to shame black men? When every other race of men don't go to college as much as their female counterparts? Why is this even a thing? It's wild.